What's going on, guys? It is the Naked Hog Podcast here, episode 5. It's been a while since we have come on, since we've recorded, and really just because we had a lack of places to record. So the last video that we recorded, the last podcast we recorded, was planting potatoes. It was the potato planting time, and we had just gotten a winter storm. And it got down to like 15 degrees and had freezing rain. And and it's gotta.
So our what used to be our outdoor spot to record podcasting, was just freezing cold. It was just the weather conditions were not ideal for that spot, and then it got used for someone's tools and supplies and stuff.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Cluttered up.
I don't know what you're talking about.
So then it wasn't used for podcasting, and then of course we have a little bitty house, not a lot of space in our house, so we have no feasible place to do podcasting indoors. So that left us with no podcasting time, and it wasn't convenient, and we didn't have a spot.
And it's not conditioned space either. So it got cluttered up with tools, fair enough, but it's also not conditioned space. So here in Louisiana, in the middle of summer, it would not have been possible to go out there and record a podcast without just pouring sweat in front of you guys.
We would have been dying. So
So we really missed the podcast, and we had a couple comments on some videos asking where our podcast had gone and if we were going to do some more. And we really love doing the podcast, so we wanted to find a way to do it. And it's now that it's cooled down, we thought, what better place to do this than the greenhouse?
The greenhouse, right?
So that's where we are right now. We're in our little $200 DIY greenhouse.
Another brilliant idea by him. That's why he's the brains
I don't
of
know.
this
That
outfit.
was a brilliant idea by me. I just found some people who had the brilliant idea and copied it. But just 5 cattle panels and some scrap wood that we had, and plastic, 4 mil plastic from Lowe's or Home Depot, wherever we ended up getting it. Yeah.
I mean, really simple, really quick, easy. Took us one day. I mean, anybody could do
this.
it
took us like I don't even think it took us an hour to originally put it up.
Right. Yeah.
It was super simple. Simple.
It works for a long time, suits all of our needs. We're a family of 6, so we have a huge garden. So all of our plant starts are started in this greenhouse, and these tables behind us that you see, just regular Lowe's tables. It's sufficient for all the seed starts you'll need for, like I said, a family of 6. So it works. It's plenty.
Yeah. And if you guys are listening to this and not watching, we actually have we have 2 8-foot tables and a 6-foot table behind us, and we actually normally have 2 more 8-foot tables in here that are full. We just don't have them in here right now because they're being used for something else that you've been working really hard on lately. So what have you been working so hard at lately, baby?
So around here we have a thing that we do, or that people do.
A thing. We
have a big thing. It's a local thing. It's a 15-mile yard sale, but it's not actually 15 miles anymore. It started out being the 15-mile yard sale, but around here it's it's way down Highway 16, all the way to the other end of 16, all the way through the town of Amite. So, and everywhere in between, every house and every store and every lot on the side of the road just comes out of the woodwork for this weekend, this one weekend out of the year, to do a big yard sale. And they sell anything and everything that you want to get rid of, anything that you want to mark down and sell on the cheap. You just have a huge yard sale. You just throw it all out there, and people come from all over to see this yard sale.
Which, guys, look, I like a good yard sale, guys, but I dread the 16-mile yard sale. I dread it.
He doesn't like big crowds or heavy traffic, lots of people, and the roads.
Kids running across the road
are just bumper to bumper. The roads are just blocked.
And so, if you ever driven around here, or really any country town, it's just normal country 2-lane highway. Like, it's nothing major. So you got people blocking the road. You got bad traffic, all because of this 16-mile yard sale, which you gotta find somewhere to park if you see a good sale, on this side of the road or the other. Find a place to park alongside the road or pull into someone's drive or something, and get out and walk the sales and see what you can see. And I tell you, in the years that we have gone to this sale, honestly, honey, I don't think we've ever brought home anything from those sales that was substantially like,
no,
wow,
no.
it's all just
No.
clutter.
I don't have any I haven't had any great finds out there. Some people have. Some people come across some really nice, good quality stuff that somebody marked down for like 1/10 of the price and made good scores out there. But I never found anything like that. And I have kids, you know, so I go to the sales for the kids. The kids are like, ooh, shopping, you know, sale. And they take their little dollars and they go out and they buy junk or, you know, whatever. It's kids. So I go for the fun of the kids.
But this year you stepped it up a notch and we're not just going to go to the sale.
We're going to be a vendor.
You're going to be in the sale.
Right.
She's going to be out there selling stuff. And it's really good for the kids. I really dread the sale, but I'm really excited just for the kids. Sarah, our oldest, is going to be, she's really into art and painting. So she's painted some stuff and she's going to be out there selling that. Yep. Lily is really into baking. And so she's going to be out there selling some of her baked goods.
She's been baking up a storm today.
Yep. And Avery is our chicken girl, and she's going to be out there selling eggs.
Chicken eggs, and she's selling the young male roosters. We have the little tiny male roosters. So they're coming up and coming, but you can obviously tell that they're roosters. So the little young cockerels that we have, she's going to put them in a little, well, it's a large dog crate with some hay in there, and she's going to try to sell her young roosters.
She'll be selling those. So that's going to be interesting, guys. I will not personally be out there. Angie will be out there with the kids. And I'm going to be here with Miles, just keep on trudging along. Having a boys' day, doing stuff on the farm and
hopefully
editing videos.
So. You better be tilling those garden beds.
So, speaking of tilling garden beds, we have 5 beds right now that are ready to get tilled, and well, we have 4 ready to be tilled. I have 1 that I already have tilled.
Right, one's
but
already
we have 5 beds that are ready to be planted.
Yes.
So, that's kind of what we're busy working on right now. Fall's super exciting for us
so that's our busy season in the garden. That's when it like really kicks off. The weather, the heat is gone. The weather has broke now, and it's cool. We're getting 40, 50 degree weather in the morning during like the hottest part of the day. It might get.
Check the mic. Make sure it's shut off or something.
Sorry.
No, you're good.
Right. You got me.
You good.
During the hottest part of the day, it might get like 70, maybe 75. But I mean, we're in the cool of the what we consider fall around here in the South. And this will only last for, I give it maybe a month longer, and then I'll start, you know, getting really into winter, getting really into the cold season. So we got about.
Mine shut off.
You're loud enough though.
Okay, I hope so.
We got about a month to 6 weeks maybe to get all of our plants in the ground while the ground's still warm, and then it should get nice and cold after that.
Yeah, and so. It's actually been cool already.
Well, not like cold. It's not like there's a frost on the ground, but it's been like what people up north would consider like a nice fall, starting into fall or whatever.
Yeah, so we get lows in the 40s.
Yeah, getting those breezy, chilly days.
Yeah, and that's just awesome.
It's
lovely.
Love it. It's lovely.
It
is my favorite. It is my absolute favorite. When that heat is gone, I can jam, y'all. I can work in the garden all day in this weather.
Yeah, and we get the most. We get the most variety of stuff we can grow in the fall.
Yes.
We get the stuff that I kind of wish we could grow in the summer, because I like greens in the summer, like cold salad and things like that. But so what we have planted behind us, and I'll grab a couple trays.
Yeah, when everybody, you know, northerners or people that don't live here in the southeast Louisiana, when people talk about, oh, I'm growing my lovely this or that during the summer, I got my tomatoes and my squash and my cucumbers going and all these, you know, or even, you know, some people growing lettuces and greens in the summertime. And I'm sitting there looking at them like, nothing is growing where I'm at. Everything is dead and burnt. Like nothing grows in the summer. So it's awful. So we much prefer the cold season. We can grow anything we want in the cold season, you know, except for like, you know, things that love the heat, except for the tomatoes and peppers. That's reserved for the warm season. But we can grow a lot of stuff in the fall and winter, y'all. A lot of stuff.
Now, this is just kind of the first 3 things. If you're listening, I'll try to describe these so you can kind of visualize it. But the first tray we have over here, these are the 162 cell trays from Hoss Tools, except for this one. This one is a 338 cell tray, but I love these trays. This is broccoli. This is Green Magic broccoli. It's a variety that is really well, it adapts well to any any climate, from my understanding.
Yeah.
So it tolerates heat a little bit better than other varieties of broccoli, and that's why we have this planted first. We're going to succession plant some broccoli.
Right.
Here, we actually had a tray planted and the cats knocked it off.
Yeah,
but
we
we're
had
going to plant
whoops.
another tray. Yeah.
We'll try that again.
The good old cats. So, so this stuff, obviously, it's ready to go in the ground. These plugs are ready to go in the ground. Then next we have some purple cabbage here, like red jewel. This is the red jewel cabbage. So this stuff is ready to go in the ground as well. We'll put this in.
And that's how you know, guys, when you can see the plant getting a little taller in the tray and a little more established. But if you tug on it and that whole cell just comes right up and it just pops right out, then it's ready. But if it won't come up, if it won't give, and like you're pulling its roots out, you know, and the whole dirt cell is not coming out,
together,
you know, then it's not ready. But if that whole cell pops out, you can go ahead and plant that in your garden.
You're good to go, yep. And then we've got this superstar cabbage. We've actually got 2 more varieties of green cabbage back there. I don't remember what they are.
Yeah.
But we've got, and then over here we've got one of our trays of not broccoli, beets.
These are
beets. Touchstone gold beets. And so with beets, you can see it looks like we planted multiple seeds in each cell. But actually what that is, beets are, they call it a multi-germ, I think, something like that. Yeah. But basically, the beets get more than one sprout that germinates out of the same seed.
So you'll put one seed in there, and you'll get like 3 or 4 of these little sprouts coming up. See, this one's got like 4 or 5. I know that I only put one seed in that cell, but it sprouts up multiple little sprouts out of that one seed. So you have to thin them. Yeah, you need to go through and thin them, because I know that every gardener thinks that sounds harsh to thin or pull something, but trust me, it's going to work out better for the plant. You only need one.
Yep.
So you need one little, dominating
Otherwise, you're going to have
there.
more than one trying to grow, and it's not going to work out for you.
They'll
when
compete
you go to
against each other.
Yep. Now.
So I'm thinning as we're talking. I'm just going through and thinning these little beets. So I'm just trying to make sure that every cell has that one dominating little sprout that's going to turn into the actual beet.
All right, now let me move these out of the way. See if I can do this without dropping it.
Have another whoops.
And I'll just leave you to your thinning there, baby. I'll leave that one there for you.
Yeah, let me play with this tray for a little while. I'm happy doing my meticulous work. There's one area where Wes and I differ. If whenever spouses work together in the garden, you'll notice that your strengths and weaknesses complement each other. Things that he's not good at or doesn't like to do, she might like or be good at, and vice versa. Well, he does not like tedious, meticulous things. He does not like to sit there and do something over and over and over and over, or sit there and do the tiny little detailed work and stuff. But I do. It relaxes me, and I love it. And I like
That's why you like to knit.
Work. Yeah, I like knitting.
Yeah, you guys may not know, but Angie does a lot of knitting. She's actually, what are you knitting right now?
I'm working on a mini snowman. It's a little tiny snowman with arms, and it's got buttons, and it's going to be adorable.
That's cute.
Yeah.
Yep. So she likes to knit. She's always knitting. If we sit down and watch a show, she's knitting.
Yes.
If she goes somewhere, she's knitting. When we go to church and sit down, she brings her knitting. She's always knitting. When we went to Homesteaders of America, she brought her knitting out there with her just in case she had time to knit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's my thing. It's probably going to be a lifelong hobby that I'll just probably never give up.
If we ever actually go see a movie in the theater again,
I'll be knitting.
She'll probably bring her knitting and fuss that there's not enough light for her to knit by. So these 2 trays we brought over here, these are 2 things that we've never grown before, guys. This right here is fennel. Fennel, I love. We cook with it. I like it. I enjoy cooking with it. But we've never actually grown it. So we planted fennel. I actually like using fennel seeds and stuff as well. I pulled that one out, baby. That one's not going to live.
Whoops. Right. You killed it. You killed a fennel.
Whoops. So this fennel, I'm hoping, does really well. I've never grown. If you guys have experience growing fennel and you got any tips, let me know in the comments. Like I said, I've never grown it, so we'll see. And then over here, Angie's super excited about these. These are strawberries that we got from Haas Tools. And
they're beyond
they need to go in the ground so bad.
Those poor plants. The strawberries are beyond
So
ready.
bad. So this is a this week thing. These have to go in, but we have a plan for them. We actually got some new raised beds that we're going to fill, and we're going to try and do these in raised beds. So that's exciting, right?
My dad was kind enough to bring over some raised beds that they weren't using, some galvanized steel and, you know, just big troughs they had, you know, used as raised beds. So he brought those over so that we could put plants in them. So I think my strawberries are going to go in those.
I think that'll be a good spot for them because they'll be well drained and they'll be happy, get plenty of sun, and they should be good. We'll put strawberries in now. They'll overwinter. We'll put straw over them. We'll put straw over them, and then they'll produce in the spring. Is the thought? That's the theory. So.
Now, getting our hands on some straw, how's that gonna go?
Well, we'll use hay.
Yeah, I think we're probably gonna go with hay.
Yeah, we'll use hay. Yep. All right. So let me move this fennel out of the way. I'm gonna use strawberries just because I like them. And so the next thing, well, let's see. Let's do this one first. All right, let's do this. I don't need to pull up all of them.
Just a little.
What I can pull up.
A little sample show there.
All right, so.
Yeah, that's my babies right there. They're my babies.
Yeah. So this to me is like the 16-mile yard sale right here. These are Brussels sprouts, guys. So for us down here to grow Brussels sprouts, to even attempt to grow them, we have to overwinter them. So we plant them now in the fall. We'll overwinter them, and then come spring, in theory, they should shoot up and get lots. When the daylight hours change, they should put off a big, nice, pretty stalk of Brussels sprouts.
And it's going to work this time. By dang, it's going to work.
It's going to work.
Because we have attempted it a few times now, and I haven't got my Brussels sprouts, but
so
I'm going to get them. I'm going to get them.
We're going to try again. I don't know what we're doing wrong. I don't know if it's dirt or what, but guys, I don't know. I get distracted sometimes easily. I'm looking at these cats behind this cat following these chickens behind the camera here.
They
it's
just
our
like to
cat
watch
Panther.
Them. They don't even Panther doesn't like attack chickens and doesn't chase chickens, but she likes to stalk them and she likes to watch them. I don't know.
Yeah, she just like, you'd think she's gonna pounce on them, but then she doesn't.
And when we had baby chicks in our brooder, you know, with the hardware cloth, you know, obviously over the front of it, so nothing could get in, she would sit with her paws up on the hardware cloth
just
and watch it
like a TV show.
Watch, like it was her favorite show.
A show. It's crazy. Craziest thing ever. All right, Brussels sprouts gone. Get those out of the way. Ugh. Not a Brussels sprout fan, but my wife loves them, so I support her in this.
Notice that everything I'm passionate about or everything I really want to do or want to have kind of like, you know, peeves him a little bit.
Not everything. We share a lot of stuff.
Oh, and it's a frustration to him, but I've got to have it.
We share a lot of shared interest. I love strawberries.
Yes, you do.
All right. So, if you guys don't know what this next one is, and for those of you listening, this is an asparagus fern. So this is another thing that we're trying that we've never grown ourselves. Obviously, we love asparagus. If you don't love asparagus, I'm so sorry for you.
I know. Who doesn't love asparagus?
Maybe you should try cooking it differently. I don't know. But asparagus to me is delicious.
So good for you, too.
You know, I first tried asparagus many moons ago when I lived in Idaho, and where I lived in southern Idaho, and it grew wild on the ditch banks out there. That's crazy, huh?
I know, right?
So it just grew. I don't know if they used to farm it over in that area or what, but it just grew out there.
He would just park his car and go pick asparagus
out
of the ditch banks.
Yep. It's just buckets full. Anyway, so we're trying to grow it. We planted these from seed. If you have ever tried to buy asparagus plants, getting those roots, they're not cheap. So we tried to grow seed. We had a bunch of asparagus seed, so we put it in the germ chamber this last spring, and lo and behold, it germinated really well.
Got a great success.
One problem we have is we don't know. We had two varieties, and the seeds got mixed up. So we had Mary Washington and we had Colossal.
Yes.
So
that could be either one.
It could be either one. But we have, I don't know, probably 25 or 30 asparagus plants. What do you think about that? About 30?
Somewhere around 25 to 30.
And they're all this. So this is about 8 months old here. And I have been trying to talk Angie into. Now I know you guys are going to cringe because I'm pulling this up out of the dirt. I know. I'll replant it. It'll be okay.
Roots.
But
oh, my goodness.
I've been trying to talk Angie into selling these when they get a year old, selling 1 year old asparagus plants. What do you think?
I'm thinking about it. I just, it's a whole year into them. Do I want to keep them? Do I want to sell them? His
plant.
1 year old asparagus. I mean, that's a real find right there, because it takes. I don't know if you guys know this, but it takes 4 years for them to really like they're fully established and they're producing, and it's a long term plant. It takes 4 years for you to get any asparagus off of it.
And that's what they are when you buy them in the store. When you buy the roots, they're usually 1 to 2 year old roots.
Right. So that's it's a whole year's worth of work into them, and it takes 4 to get anything. So. Yeah.
Yeah, so asparagus is a time investment for sure, but it's worth it because it just keeps coming back and coming back and coming back.
Right. Yeah. Now once it's in, you've got asparagus, and it's just going to give and give every season.
Yep. So I'm excited about it. If you guys think selling the asparagus roots is a good idea, let me know, because I'm thinking about trying it. I'm thinking. We sold sweet potato slips, and those sold really well. Even though at the time we were not aware that we didn't do it this year because when we did it last year, we weren't aware that it's not legally allowed to sell them from here.
You're not actually supposed to sell the slips from here. We didn't know that.
There's a quarantine because of sweet potato weevil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Who knew? You can't sell sweet potato slips from this part of Louisiana, so. Or sweet potatoes for that matter, unless you spray with what they say you spray.
It's just so easy though to grow your own slips. Like honestly, I wouldn't buy sweet potato slips, guys, if I was y'all. I would do my own because it's just so easy.
Yeah, they are super easy.
Simple, easy.
Super easy. You're doing pretty good there, baby.
Yeah.
You're working through that.
It's so fun. You should try it.
So the beds we have out there, we're prepping for all this stuff that we showed you. One thing we didn't show you was lettuce and onions. So this is the lettuce. For those of you who are listening, there's not really much to see on this one because it's still really small, but if you guys can see that, all the green in there, that's Starfighter lettuce. Yep.
Baby sprouts.
So that's going to be delicious. Looking forward to the lettuce. That's one of my favorite things when we get lettuce, fresh lettuce. It just, when you buy lettuce from the store, it's pretty flavorless. But when you grow your own, it's got a little bit of flavor, and it's just good. It's really, really good.
Yeah, I was skeptical at first. I thought that has to be a bunch of hype, right? I mean, lettuce is lettuce. It's got to taste like lettuce. But I tried my own homegrown lettuce, and there is a flavor difference, a big flavor difference. I was blown away. They were right.
Yep. And so we've got the Starfighter. We've got a Coastal Star Romaine, which I thought was really good.
Yes.
Yeah, and then I think we planted some Tahama lettuce, and all these seeds we picked up from Hoss Tools. The Tahama lettuce, I really liked using it for a taco shell.
Yeah.
Do you remember doing that?
Yep, I did.
So we make tacos, and then instead of using a tortilla, use that lettuce almost like a wrap. Almost.
Like wrap it in that big leaf.
Yeah, you just use it like a tortilla, and it's good.
And I have to say the lettuce.
I'm hungry thinking about it, honey.
I have to say the lettuce, in my opinion, was the prettiest thing in the garden. I know the broccoli was beautiful and everything else was pretty, but the lettuce was like the show star of the garden. Like it was aesthetically pleasing because you walked into our garden, it was like you had walked into some potager garden or something. When you saw the lettuce, it was like, oh, and it was, yeah, it just, everybody oohed and ahed at the colors and the leaves. It makes the garden pretty when you see those big heads of lettuce.
I'm gonna have to get myself a new tea when you get done here, honey.
Yeah.
I got perlite in my tea. I wasn't paying attention. That's sad.
Either drink it or you don't.
But this is good. This is good tea, guys. This is a new tea that I had never tried before called Honeybush. It's similar to rooibos, but I'd never had that one, and that was really good. I enjoyed that. So back out to the garden, we've got one bed that we got tilled.
Yep.
And we're going to put broccoli in that bed. And then there's 4 more beds that I'm going to try and get tilled today. We'll see how that goes. I'll at least get one of them tilled. I'm going to try and get all of them tilled, though.
Right. Because it's showtime. It's like go time.
It is. And then we have to put our drip tape in, and then we'll be ready to plant. Yep. So we'll get this stuff planted. The first thing to go in, well, of course, we got to get these strawberries in, but then we're going to get I lost my train of thought, broccoli. You can get the broccoli in, and then we'll get the cabbage in, and then this stuff like these beets here are not ready to go in yet. Man, you're about through that whole tray, baby.
Yeah.
I should, we'll be bringing the other beets for the next podcast. We'll bring the other ones over.
I'm just multitasking. I'm talking and working.
Oh, I almost forgot.
That's something
These
that.
are ready to go in too. Ooh,
Oh yeah, the
that's
onions.
heavy.
Yeah, I forgot all about them.
All right.
So yeah,
Now-
that's another thing that we have not had any success. I wouldn't consider it any success yet. Is
What,
cabbage?
onions?
No,
Oh,
no,
cabbage.
sorry, not onions. I was thinking I was still stuck on the
I
cabbage.
gotcha.
But the cabbage, I'm still hoping for the romantic idea of the big beautiful head of cabbage in the garden, and we've never had that. So y'all pray for us. We're gonna try cabbage again.
I think last year it was just an issue of timing, and the bed we planted in wasn't the greatest dirt. I think that's what it was. We didn't fertilize the right time, and we didn't fertilize the right amounts or enough, and it just didn't work out for us.
That's right.
Also, don't forget, last year, hopefully it doesn't happen this year, last year we had that horrible cold spell hit just at the wrong time when everything was looking good, and then that cold spell hit, it got really cold, and things didn't die, but some of the stuff just didn't do well after that.
And the one thing you don't have control over as a gardener is the weather. And that's one thing gardeners pray against is like a bad just freak storm or some weather condition that you did not expect, and then it has wiped out all of your hard work, and then you won't get what you were wanting to get out of it.
Exactly. Now this other tray that I just brought over, this is onions. These are plethora onions. The tray looks half full, but it's not because of bad germination. It's because we only planted half the tray.
That's right.
So this is another thing that we struggled with this last year. Last year was our first year trying to grow onions. And again, we struggled with it because the bed we put it in, it was so wet.
Well, not only that, it was a soggy bed to begin with, and then it rained and rained.
The bed had just really bad drainage. And then I probably didn't fertilize it like I should have.
Maybe not.
And the dirt was really bad. It's the same bed we did our elephant garlic in. And our elephant garlic did okay. Like, we got garlic. There's a fly on there.
Uh-oh. Fly on the camera.
Yeah. Oh, well. It did okay, but it didn't do phenomenal. We got just okay size heads of elephant garlic.
Yeah.
And the onions really, I mean, we got a couple small onions, but that's about it.
It was very underwhelming. Our expectations were really high, and we got yeah.
But as with anything in life, if it's something that you love and you really want to do, just try again and learn from your mistakes and move on and do it again. And I think we're going to be a lot better off this year with the onions. I think we're going to succeed a lot more.
And
what do you think?
We want onions bad enough to try it again and do something different, you know?
Yep. And I don't know if you guys know, but, I try to stay out of all the political drama and stuff like that. But there is currently a recall on a lot of onions out there in onions at Walmart and Costco and Sam's Club and whatever. So interesting. Just another reason that, it makes you feel good growing your own food. So I'm hoping these onions do really, really well this year. And we've got these onions. We got some red onions. And what's the other kind we got back there? Cirrus White.
Yeah, yep. Cirrus White.
We've got Red Maiden is our red onion, and Cirrus White is our other, that's a white onion. It's called Cirrus White, and then this is our yellow onion, the plethora.
This tray is all done.
Good job, baby. I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
You've been working this whole time. Here I am, jabbering away, and you're over there working hard.
Well, I hardly ever find time to come just like sit in the greenhouse and work, because I got 4 kids and we homeschool, and I got house cleaning to do, and I got running and errands and appointments to do. So when does a busy mom ever find time to just come sit out in the cool, of the evening in the greenhouse and just like kind of work on the plants?
Yep.
Very nice.
That's
very
good.
nice.
That's good. Anything else?
No, I think that's it. We got a lot of work ahead of us, a lot of plans. I hope we keep doing these podcasts, now that we got something figured out.
We will. We will keep doing them.
We will keep doing them. Now that we got this figured out. So, more to come.
If you guys have any questions or comments, let us know.